Hello everybody and welcome to Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live as the European PenPower V8 Supercar Series continues with rounds 3 and 4 from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Hello everybody, Andrew Woodhouse here with you as normal and joined by Sam Kumo. And well, Sam, Montreal, it's a track I like a lot. Do you have a lot of experience around here, and if so, what are the challenges that the drivers will face?
Thanks, Andrew, and happy to be here. I think we are almost opposites because I don't really like this track, although I have driven it a bit. It's just mainly the curves and everything and so on. Usually it's also very slippery here, maybe just due to the track conditions that are usually very hot. But I don't know, it just never really clicked for me.
Well, I know who not to ask about any of the action tonight then, in that case. No, but it is a bit of a track where it's similar to Zolder, I think, for a lot of people. It's where they either like it or they don't, because it does have a certain style that you need almost around here to be successful. And he joined us in qualifying. We've just got about 1 minute left with Michael Taliancic, who's currently on provisional pole position. And well, he's the championship leader. Just to go into the standings, and you see he's got a 20-point lead over Victor Tanaka, Stephen Lattimore in third, Tony Klusterman in fourth, Rafał Kucharczyk in fifth, Domin Gantar sixth, Fitz Solomon seventh, Klaus Winter eighth, Victor Morajon in ninth, and Timo Toika in joint ninth, actually, indeed. And 16 laps is the first race tonight, Sam, and then we've got the reverse grid race as well, the feature race. And we saw that this format was very, very interesting last time out, and I'm sure it's going to provide us with a lot of excitement again tonight.
Yes, the reverse grid format was new for this season, and I would say that it has worked quite well. And the feature race is long enough for, even if the fast guys get placed at the back, they still have plenty of time to make the moves, and they are not as pressed for time to take any unnecessary risk. But there is, of course, you need to be consistent, you need to have the racecraft, that's how you get the points. Even if you don't win the second race, you just need to get more points than your competition.
Yeah, because it is, of course, more points for the feature race than it is, of course, for the sprint race. So qualifying is over then. Just got a couple of drivers still on the lap. I think Victor Tanaka is still out there on a fast lap, actually. Let's see what he does as he approaches the final chicane. Hard on the brakes then from about 260 kilometers an hour. Bouncing over the curbs, the V8 Supercar loves the curbs. Hard on the power then, stays all the way to the right for the shortest route. See what he can do. Tanaka over the line, and he doesn't improve, and he stays in third position. So that's the man who's second overall at the moment, and it looks like he's going to be starting on the second row.
Yes, we still have Mike Notzelman coming to finish his qualifying. He's just approaching the final chicane. Hard braking here. Avoiding the curbs. And taking no chance here. Maybe just looking to set like this and that. Maybe he hasn't really gotten his best out of the...
It's a nice sensible final corner from Nutzelman, and he actually gets two positions with that, up to 21st, so I think he'll be quite happy with that late improvement. 1.1 seconds quicker than he went in the practice, so very productive qualifying for the number 222 car. Right then, we need to have a look as well just quickly at the standings in the AM category. Stephen Lattimore leads the way in that, with Victor Morajon in second, John Manley third, Alec Kowalski in fourth, and Anthony Woodward in fifth. And in the Teams Championship, Never Quit Racing, 25 points ahead of Sloruz, SLORRZZ. That's what they are. 805 for them. And then a long way back to GTL VRT, who we've seen many times, of course, in the past. And then the first of the new Phantom 71 teams, the red team in fourth, ahead of SDC Motorsports in fifth.
And right, the drivers are gridding up right now. They have 2 minutes to enter the grid, otherwise they will be forced to start from the pit lane. Matt Bunn is certainly easier to get going, as he is the first guy to take his grid spot, as the rest of the cars will also enter the grid.
Yeah, he's not wasting any time at all. We'll run you through the grid order then here. Michael Taliancic takes pole position by nearly half a second over Domen Gantar, with Victor Tanaka in third, Rafał Kucharczyk in fourth, Stephen Phillips in fifth. Klaus Winter is sixth, ahead of Kim Holter. Then it's Victor Morjon in eighth, David Hirado in ninth, Andres Perez in 10th, Richard Dempsey in 11th, 12th, Michael Bloom, Jose Borges in 13th, Adam McNally 14th, 15th for Anthony Woodward, Vit Solomon 16th, 17th, Matt Bunn, and then it's Peter Bingham in 18th, Alec Kowalski in 19th, Clyde Whiting 20th, 21st, Mike Nussumman, Richard Brightwell in 22nd, Samuel Buzan in 23rd, Stephen Peach in 24th, Bill Switzer 25th, 26th, Ronald Moons, Dave Jansen 27th, Gary Croft 28th, and Alex Roby will be starting at the back. What's happened to... Something happened to Michael Taliancic here? I'm not sure, he hasn't taken the grid yet. Oh, there he is. I think we're okay. There's Tanaka. In fact, that's everybody then. So the red lights are beginning to come on. Now the green light is on at Canada. Like a good start off the front row. Tanaka trying to make headway straight away. And, off goes Taliancic. That's the championship leader. That's a slowdown, of course. And that's going to be a big slowdown on lap one. You never want to get that on the first lap. And Taliancic is going to end up very near the back. I'd be astounded if he did.
Yeah, all the way down to 13 right now.
Oh, and he's made contact with the Phantom 71 car.
That's
caused a lot of problems. He's back up to speed now, but he's well down the field, Sam. I don't know which position he's in, but that's quite a long way down.
He's 22nd, almost came together with Bill Switzer, his teammate. But fortunately, they were able to avoid any incident there.
So it's the lead then for Victor Tanaka into the second chicane at the back of the circuit. Domen Gantar in second place. Third, Rafał Kucharczyk. Fourth, David Hirado. And fifth is Stephen Phillips. You see them jostling for position here in the middle of the field. Victor Morjon. Oh, off goes Matthew Bunn. I think he was helped around.
He might have received some assistance and now he is forced to rejoin. That's right here, and he's way off the pace and might get overtaken by Peter Bingham in here as well.
That's going to be quite a substantial slowdown, I believe, for Matthew Bunn. And he's ended up behind Taliancic. But Victor Tanaka leads the first lap then of this 4.36 kilometre course. Hard on the brakes into turn one.
Oh, and Matt Bunn falling over on the main straight, so he must have had an additional slowdown here.
That could have been the final chicane as well. He's received one there. Oh, almost some contact between Samuel Buzan and Alex Roby. Looks like everyone else has pretty much made it. I think Michael Bloom is in the pits. It's not been a great start for him, and the Phantom 71 car, possibly that got turned around at the start, may have been Clyde Whiting, Stam.
Yes, it's still been a fairly good first lap. Only two retirements, that is Dave Jansen and Gary Croft. But did they even take the start? I didn't notice that.
I didn't see Croft, I must admit. So maybe he didn't bother with it in the end. Tanaka then down towards the hairpin. This is one
also
of the
a good battle
as well.
Good battle for fifth between Steve Phillips and Klaus Winter, and also with Morjon joining in on the front.
It's very close. Morjon almost running into them at the hairpin. Klaus Winter, number 73. Trying to get the slipstream here on Stephen Phillips, which he does have. But he's not able to get close enough to have a go into the final chicane. Got to be careful of that wall as well on the outside, very close to the wall of champions. Winter now pulling out from the slipstream. He got a good run out of the final corner. May try the outside here in one. That's all the way around the outside. Surely he's not going to be able to keep that. Well, he is, because it looked like Phillips just left the door open for him.
Yes, Phillips left plenty of space, but Crosswinter just looked at the brakes and wasn't quite able to take advantage of it.
Just unable to move up into P5. Someone who we've not seen before, at least I don't think, is David Gerardo. He's up in 4th position, actually started 9th on the grid, Sam, so fantastic opening 2 laps for him.
Yeah, he's definitely not wasting any time making his moves here. And he's very close to Rafał Czasek, who is regular of this season series, and we've seen him being able to match the front runner race. And I believe he is one of the front runners in the series as well.
Almost won the championship, of course, in the previous season. They take the championship down to the final round. Stephen Phillips again coming under more pressure from Winter, side by side. Is that Taliancic already up into 9th place?
Make that 8th place.
How has he done that in 22nd 2 laps ago? He is absolutely flying out there.
Yeah, I believe he's,
Wow.
Yeah, 22nd. Well, maybe he's just been able to get some easy passes because, as we know, if you're very...
Oh,
Okay, what's happening?
sorry, that's... that is the battle between Dempsey, Bingham, Woodward and Borges. I think they were very close coming out of the last corner. And I think they very nearly ran into each other, did Dempsey and Bingham.
Yeah, looks all nice here, although Dempsey just slightly ran wide on the exit of the corner.
This is a good run
and
for
Anthony
Dempsey.
Woodward runs really wide here and might become under attack from Jose Borges.
He might have picked up a slowdown possibly as well. Here comes Bunn, the inside. Nothing doing there into the chicane. It's about the only elevation change on the entire circuit, is that chicane. It's a very mild one at that.
Yeah, also looks like Kim Holter has had some issues. It seems he's missing a few bits and pieces of his car.
A halter with no bonnet. Oh, off goes Woodward.
Yeah, just saw it.
Oh, and there's more going on. That's the GTL car. That's Alec Kowalski.
Yeah, just trying to get a good view on it. So let's see what
Outbraked himself.
What happened with Woodward.
Let's have a look then. Anthony Woodward comes into the chicane. Oh, he just loses the rear, Sam, and just goes all the way around. Manages to avoid the wall. It's always useful. Oh, and look at that. Somebody's really struggling to put the power down. That was Ronald Moons. I was it Alex Roby. Oh, it's Alex Roby. Just trying to go through on Ronald Moons. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, dear me. Bounces over the curb very hard there. And Ronald Moons is there, and also Bill Switzer. And they've all gone through, all 3 of them.
Yeah, you just get that slowdown. It is brutal here.
Richard Brightwell is involved as well in the proceedings. Number 22 started 22nd, and he's in 22nd. Car number 22. How about that?
Well, it's fitting, although I think he would prefer to be a little bit higher on the standings.
He'd prefer for it to be second other than 22nd, but he's doing, nevertheless, still in the race, Richard Brightwell. He's the one who seems to come good a bit later on in the races as well. Victor Tanaka leading by over a second now from Dom and Galantar, and we've seen Galantar be very consistent in the races that he's done. He did the second half of last season, and now one of the main contenders for this championship as well, no doubt. 6th in the standings at the minute, and yeah, he's going to be a force, I think, for this time.
And Galantar definitely not taking any. He's not taking those curves easy, bouncing the car high up in the air. But I'm guessing if this car lets you do that, then just go for it.
Yeah, there is somewhat of a risk of doing that, of course, where, you know, the occasionally, especially in that last chicane, if you hit the first curve too hard, it can send you off straight into the wall. I've done that before, and Like Sebastian Vettel did that before, where he just, like I say, bashed the first curb and ended up face first into the wall. So you've got to be careful. But if any car can handle it, it is the V8 Supercar.
Yeah, and if any car cannot handle it, it's the Porsche, because I personally experienced rolling the car over even here on the turn 6 curve, which doesn't seem like that high, but it will flip you on its roof.
Yeah, the Porsche is not. It's okay on the curves, I think, but it doesn't love them. Like this V8 Supercar does. You see some of the circuits they go to win the championship. Absolutely monster curbs, and Talyancic is monstering Stephen Phillips now. He's having a look into the hairpin.
Just again,
I was going to say he's not quite close enough, but Phillips again leaves the door wide open. Far too gentlemanly there, and Talyancic makes an easy move where he wouldn't have really had the chance to.
No, now he is under attack from Philip Winter as well.
Winter is coming. He's not quite close enough. Look at these. Oh, look at that from Talyancic. Dancing about on two wheels. Beautiful. And the comeback's almost complete for him. He's in 5th position. Went down to 22nd. He's gained 17 positions in the last handful of laps. And, well, 6 laps it is. He's gained 17 positions. It's only 10 seconds off the lead, held by Victor Tanaka.
This will be interesting to see where Talyancic is that much faster, because so far he hasn't been able to pull away that much from Phillips. But obviously he is gaining huge amount of time somewhere if his pace is that much faster than his competition.
Even with those overtakes, Sam, he was doing mid to low 1 minute 37s on his way through the pack. Very, very consistent driving. He did a 38.6 that last time, but of course he was coming through that little pack of cars that we just seen there. Yeah, this will be interesting to see on this lap what it comes to, because this is his first clear lap of the whole race, pretty much. He's 4 seconds behind David Gerardo, and Gerardo lapping decently, but in the 38s, and he's now dropping off about a second a lap to the top 2 or top 3. Tanaka 37.0, Gantar 37.0 as well. That's good from him. And Kucharczyk 37.7. So even Kucharczyk's struggling to live with the very, very fast pace of the man who lies second in the championship at the minute. 37.5 for Talyancic, so that's similar to the pace he was showing in the early going. And then 2 drivers that we've not mentioned at all yet, Sam Andres Perez in 9th and Adam McNally in 10th.
Yeah, they seem to have a race to themselves, really. There's plenty of gaps front and back. Adam McNally, a driver we've seen many times before here on the iRacing TV, usually races in the PSR series, but seems to fancy this V8 Supercar as well.
So you raced against him in the Porsche, didn't you?
Yes, I think he might have been a little bit faster than me.
You won the title though. That's the important thing.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Although
that
was
true.
Quite short season.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're slow. If you have the most points at the end of it. I mean, Kip Stevens won the Winter Series in the MX-5, and he's not the fastest in the MX-5. And just consistently got the points. Alec Kowalski, meanwhile, is in a bit of trouble. He's had a slowdown or a poor exit or something, because there's Kim Holter, Anthony Woodward, and Fitz Solomon right behind.
Yeah, this is a real.
And look how close they are. Oh, and somebody's blinking, which isn't going to help. He's disappeared. He's back. Oh no, and he's off. Oh, and he's hit Kim Holter. Holter's now got no boot to go with no bonnet.
Well, maybe he doesn't need it.
Well, he's making the car much lighter, I must say, but probably fail the weighbridge when it comes back in. But yeah, that was just a symptom of the poor connection, wasn't it? He had to hit the brakes quite hard. He locked up, it looks like, the rears, and off into the grass.
Yeah, it looked like he just kind of got a bit of a scare there when he suddenly appeared back. As we also saw Alek Kowalski running wide on the dash again and received a slowdown penalty.
Now Talyancic, since he got past Stephen Phillips 2 laps ago, he's only gained 1.4 seconds on him, so he's really not making the inroads that we thought he would. It's possible though, Sam, that he used up a lot of his tyres coming through the pack.
Yeah, that's possible. Although looking at the lap times, David Jurado is slower than him. I don't think Jurado has been able to run into 47s consistently. So, Talyancic, around wide.
He will get a good exit. I don't know how much it'll penalise him. Maybe he lost half a second on the way in. He might gain a quarter of a second on the way out. But yeah, he's not pulling away really that much from Phillips. Phillips has got his head down though, and he's now in the low 38s. It does help when you see a fast driver in front of you as well to learn from. You can get the lines. You can, see exactly what they're doing.
I'm really surprised if Talyancic didn't get the slowdown there.
37.8 for Phillips. Talyancic's no valid lap, and it looks like he's driving quite erratically at the minute. In fact, Phillips is closing into less than a second. There you go.
Yeah, he got the slowdown on the left side curve on the final chicane.
And now he's having to really try hard to serve it before he gets into the chicane. His Victor Morajon is there, and he might be able to take what is now 7th position away from Talyancic.
It looks like Talyancic is mainly gaining time on his like these tighter corners, chicanes, and using the curbs. Although maybe now that Phillips and everyone else is getting used to the car and have identified their rhythm, his speed advantage is going down.
He's picking up a lot of understeer as well, it looks like, so which will have helped him in the early going, of course, when the cars are full and they're a bit, the rear especially is a little bit feisty, but now the car tightening up a lot, it's not really helping him. You see he's struggling to make any of the apexes out here, dropping back into the clutches of Morajon.
He also has a very different line through the that hairpin there, taking very tight exit. Usually drivers prefer to let it run a little bit wider to just wind up the speed on this straight.
Yep. Yeah, a few different ways you can attack that corner, but I mean, I like to be as close to the inside as possible, just all the way around really, and then try to fire it out of there early, almost aiming for the wall. But there are several ways it can be done. Some drivers prefer to take that slightly later apex, but of course what that does is it leaves you open to a move up the inside, which Talyancic, having said that, not really under any danger of at the moment, but we'll see if he can catch Klaus Winter.
Oh, and speaking of catching, look at Kantar. His previous lap time was 4 tenths faster than Tanaka, and he has closing the gap to about 1.5 seconds right now. So we might actually see a battle for the win here.
Very, very interesting then, with 6 laps to go. A battle which we weren't sure we would have between Victor Tanaka and Domen Gantar might be coming to the fore in the late going. If Gantar can do another lap like the previous one, where, like Sam said, he gained 4 tenths, and we really do have a battle on our hands. Let's see what Gantar does then this time. Let's see what Tanaka does even as he comes through the final chicane. Big hit on the curb in the second part. All the way over to the left. He doesn't want to give Gantar any slipstream. 1:37.1 for Tanaka, 37.3 for Gantar. Good lap times though at this stage in the race, Sam. I mean, they were in the high 36s after 2 or 3 laps, and still in the very low 37s.
Yeah, a good pace, and it looks like Tanaka, so Kantar closing in and had to pick up the pace. So we'll see if Kantar is able to respond and maybe get into the 36s.
He may need to get into the 36s if he's going to win the race. He does have half a chance. good battle going on between. Oh, there it is. It was. Oh, someone's disappeared. Huh.
Well, there is a little battle going on in the 15th place. Well, actually, there is
That's
this
the one.
four-car group here between. I believe it's led by Matt Bond on the position 14th, and followed by Anthony Woogard, and then Rich Solomon and Samuel Busin just following them there.
Yeah, I think it was Boozin who disappeared, Sam, and that's what confused me. So I tried to go back and find that car, and it wasn't Boozin. I think it was Solomon that disappeared because he just did that yet again. And can Woodward close in on Bunt and try and make a move as soon as he can, maybe into the hairpin, possibly into the final chicane. Oh, sideways is Bunt. Big sideways out of that second chicane.
On board with Woodward. Let's see if he's able to line up overtake to the.
Oh, he's not going to be able to get the cut back though. He's going to have to go the long way around. Solomon tried the very tight line, but he couldn't get the power down. Long straight here. This V8 Supercar sounds fantastic on board. Bun leaves the door open into the final chicane. He's going through is Anthony Woodward. And into 14th place. Bun's not giving up, but
yeah, he's
having a look at
but just not close enough here. Unless Woodward makes a mistake.
I think he was trying to scare Woodward wide there. Bun getting on the power really early, but it didn't really help him. He lost the traction and just lost that extra car length that he needed to gain. And round goes Woodward. Oh no, how has everyone missed him? I've no idea. Apparently someone hit him. He's now missing the rear spoiler, but it must have only been a very glancing blow.
Let's see what happened here. He just runs wide, then puts power down and loses it. And that might have been just some kind of a netcode contact with Solomon.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on as well at this point. And he had a few cars behind him. Maybe the pressure got to him, or maybe, like I said, these hot temperatures just doing that as well. We didn't see. Well, it's not that hot out there actually. The track is 28 degrees Celsius. It's 22 degrees air temperature. So these are great conditions, really. And Tanaka at the front. It's also great conditions for him because he's extended the lead now to 1.3 seconds. Doesn't look like there's anything Gantar can do about it at the moment with 3 laps to go. I think Sammy might have had the strongest part of his challenge already.
Yeah. Well, on previous lap time, Gantar was able to close in by 2/10. So maybe I think Gantar just needs to get into the draft, and then he will be really able to reel in and try to make some moves.
Yeah, he won't be getting any slipstream really at the moment. Maybe a tiny bit. So much lock needed in that hairpin in this V8 Supercar. It really is quite a big boat of a machine in the slow corners. Hard on the power. See what the gap is. I think he's lost a bit here on this lap. More direct route through the final chicane though. He did gain something there. Gantar comes across and does a 37.1, which is likewise for Tanaka. So Gantar is quicker in the first sector and the final sector, and Tanaka is quicker in the middle sector. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, maybe that's due to the setup, or as it usually is the case, it's just a driver preference.
Yeah.
You're gonna find those specific kind of corners that you really like and that you can really figure it out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it just, especially with a track like Montreal, I know this quite well, and you know it is down to driver style a lot. And winter rear end of his car snaking around. Number 73, he loses it. He's lost it. And Taliancic is through. Morajon is through.
Yeah, Taliancic did make contact there.
Yeah, very
a little
slight.
bit damage to the front end of Taliancic's car, but Lars Winter also missing the rear bonnet.
Up into the top 6 for Taliancic. Of course, the second race is a reverse grid. So we'll be starting ahead of all these championship contenders. So Victor Tanaka is going to be coming on to the final lap. Number 707 then just has just over 4 kilometers to go and a slowdown for Gantar.
Oh, did he got the final curb? Final chicane?
He must have done in his desperate attempt to close
here.
down Tanaka. Yeah, he misses the second part. Oh, he's very lucky he didn't hit the wall actually.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. I believe it's around 3 seconds that you need to give up, usually.
Yeah, 3 seconds, exactly how much he lost, Gantar. He's not really in the clutches of Kucharczyk though, it's a few seconds between them still. Kucharczyk had a slow lap, I think, as well.
Yeah, Kucharczyk previous lap time in 38.0, so that's slower than what Tanaka and Gantar has been running for these past few laps.
Slower than what the likes of Morajon and Phillips are running as well. Just half a lap to go. And Tanaka, well, he started third. And we knew he'd need a very, very good start to really have a chance in this race against Taliancic. But when Taliancic himself messed up the first corner, Tanaka was there to pick up the slack, and he's not relinquished it so far. Just the long straight to go then, and the final chicane. You can see traffic already coming into play. We're going to see that then surely in race 2. And the man who's done all the hard work, Tanaka, passes over the final curb. It's a bit of a twitch on, but it doesn't matter. He comes across and he wins at Montreal. Brilliant race from Tanaka. Domin Gantar drove very well as well. Apart from that, maybe that last lap slow down. P2 and Rafał Kucharczyk makes up the podium. We must be still racing in the rest of the pack. Some of them have got quite a long way to go, Sam. We saw them at the end.
Yeah,
and it's
that was
Nutzelman and Beach.
Yeah, Michael Blom, I believe, is the final car on the lead lap, and he is just about...
Peach is a lap down, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peach is a lap down. I don't know if that means he'll get a reverse grid like the BSR, or whether it's last car on the lead lap.
Oh, and that looks like someone with a broken engine. What's that? It's
it's Boozer. Oh no, Boozer was round though.
No, it's Mike Nutzelman. What happened there?
Boozer and Bun have crashed together as well, Sam. I think that's what I saw. Final chicane, those two crashed.
Let's see that on the replay.
Had not someone blew his engine, did he? Oh dear.
Yes, I believe Nutzelman, his engine went out on the final lap.
Oh. Yeah, he's not going to make it much further, it doesn't look like.
Yeah, just taking a look at the insert.
Could that be fuel as well, or is that just complete engine failure?
I haven't been able to check the replay yet, but I believe it was engine failure. I quickly saw a puff of smoke, and he is missing some pieces and bits on his car.
Well, that pretty much concludes race 1 then. I'll take you through the finishing order. While we're here, Victor Tanaka wins by 4.7 seconds. It looks comfortable. It wasn't quite as comfortable as what it looked. And Domin Gantar pushing him all the way. If it wasn't for a slowdown with the lap to go, it may have been much, much closer. Rafał Kucharczyk in 3rd position. David Gerardo up from 9th on the grid. Very good performance to finish 4th. 5th, Stephen Phillips. Michael Taliancic, he made a mess of turn 1 on the first lap, and that cost him down in 6th place. Victor Morajon 7th, Klaus Winter in 8th, Andres Perez In 9th, Richard Dempsey. 10th, 11th, Peter Bingham. 12th, Jose Borges. 13th for Adam McNally. It's Solomon in 14th. 15th, Alec Kowalski. Kim Holter. Not a great race for Kim from 7th to 16th. Samuel Buzan in 17th in the end, crashed with Matt Bunn on the final lap. Anthony Woodward, 19th. Richard Brightwell, 20th. 21st, Ronald Moons. 22nd, Bill Switzer. Clyde Whiting in 23rd. Michael Bloom is the last car on the lead lap in 24th. Mike Notselman 1 lap down in 25th. Stephen Peach, 26th, also 1 lap down. Alex Roby was the only man who retired from the race. And Dave Janssen as well. Looked like he didn't take the start alongside Gary Croft. Right. Well, Sam, that was a pretty good race to start the evening with.
Yeah, pretty good race, and certainly it wasn't lacking in action. And let's see, as we saw there at the end, the race was finishing just as Tanaka was approaching the traffic. So in the feature race, I believe the lap traffic will be a main issue for the front runners.
Yep, and it's likely that'll be the case. Of course, they've got to fight their way through those slightly lower cars first of all as well. And surely whoever does that the best put himself in the best chance of winning the feature race. Right then, okay. Thank you everybody for watching race 1. We'll be back here very shortly for race 2. So join us back here for that. That will kick off at 8:15. So we're going to be back for about we're going to be back for just before that. So we'll see you in a bit here on Apex Racing TV for round 2 of the evening.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
From far away they came to us with knowledge. They changed our world and left us without warning. They will return the day when they are needed. Our gaze is shifted upwards to the sky.
Tandy, what a move. Truex on the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
From far away they came to us with knowledge. They changed our world and left us without warning. They will return the day when they are needed.
What a move. Truex on the outside, contact made. 56 slides in at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back to Montreal and the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve and the PenPower European V8 Supercar Championship here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. Thank you for joining us here on this Saturday evening. Andrew Woodhouse alongside Sam Kumo, and Sam, the clouds have come over, overcast conditions now, slightly cooler track temperature as well, so we should see a few faster lap times out there.
Yeah, the track looks completely different loading in the session, and it will be just, it takes a moment for you to get used to that different look. Like even your braking points, turning points, they look a little bit different, so you just need to take a moment to find those out. And I think we saw some drivers really very hard to find those out, as they might have had a few issues here and crashing and trading paints.
We've got, of course, the reverse grid to help shake up the order as well. I believe it's the. I did get a message to say exactly how many that was going to be reversed.
It is top 9.
Top 9, that's right. Thank you. So that's going to be interesting then. The lower drivers as well, they're going to miss out and they're going to be starting in a very similar position. So what it means is, as we head, as we head down to the grid, Andres Perez is actually going to be sat on pole position with Klaus Winter in second, Victor Morozon third, Michael Taliancic, who was the pole sitter by quite some margin, he's going to be starting fourth, Stephen Phillips fifth, David Gerardo sixth, seventh, Rafał Kujazik, Domen Gantar eighth, Victor Tanaka, our race one winner, in ninth, and then it's all the other cars who didn't get reversed: Richard Dempsey, Peter Bingham, Jose Borges, Adam McNally, Vitz Solomon, and then Kowalski, Holter, Buzen, Bunn, Woodward, Brightwell, Moons, Switzer, Whiting, Bloom, Nilsson, Peach, Roby, and Stephen Lattimore has actually turned up for the second race. He's going to be starting in 28th position at the back. Right then, just seconds away from round 2 getting going. Just waiting on Klaus Winter. We were waiting on Klaus Winter. And I think he's missed the start. So it's going to be Perez on his own, on the front row then. The red lights are on, and now they chase to the green light. It's a poor start by Perez. Look at Morozon. Oh, is Perez sliding the car already? And Victor Morozon into the lead. Perez is down to fourth. There's a car coming over the grass in the background. One of the Phantom 71 cars. From a long way back, it may have been Vitz Solomon. And now there's a crash.
Yeah, Perez in issues.
Pole sitter in issues. Adam McNally, it looks like, who is the one who has been caught up in that as well. And there is Winter. Ended up starting from the pit lane.
And also there is Lattimore.
Oh, did he crash as well? Yes, he has.
Yeah, his car really looks like a handful, so his race weekend might have been very short.
So Victor Morozon then, he leads the way. Second is David Gerardo, and then it's Taliancic in P3. Domen Gantar in fourth, fifth is Tanaka.
So it's places reversed between Gantar and Tanaka this time around. So let's see if Gantar can maintain the gap and possibly even pull away from Tanaka.
Kucharzik up the inside of Richard Dempsey. So Kucharzik's made up a position. He looks like he's still behind Peter Bingham. On a spin. Spin for Klaus Winter at the hairpin. He's already at the back, after having to start from the pit lane. And that's just made it a little bit worse for him. Oh, Taliancic, Sam, nearly smacking into the back of Gerardo.
Well, they have a good battle going on here for the third place. With Gantar behind Taliancic. It seems like they've not been able to pull away from each other. And even more so, only 4 tenths ahead of Gerardo.
Yeah, both men look quick in race 1 actually. Gerardo maybe slightly more so.
And I can also say that Steve Lattimore and Adam Nally has went to the pits. Also Matthew Van seems to be retired from this race.
I'm not surprised either. Klaus Winter doesn't have a bonnet on his car as well. Clyde Whiting's got some damage back there too. It's quite a bit going on then in the early stages of our feature race. 32 laps. Only on lap 2. Oh, that might be a slowdown for Morison because he went across that inside curve. I managed to get a slowdown doing the same thing in the touring car race the other week.
Also a good battle here for the ninth place. We got Dempsey, Voorhees and Phillips approaching the finals again here. Phillips is right in the draft of his teammate Voorhees, looking to take the inside line.
It's very close. The inside then goes Phillips. Voorhees lets him have it. However, he fights back on the exit.
And Dempsey gets a slowdown.
Voorhees is going to go up the inside into turn 1. No, he doesn't. Who did he say had the slowdown there?
Dempsey. He was
Dempsey.
ahead of them. Just got way loose out of the chicane. And then also had to set the slowdown and dropped all the way down to 13th.
Yeah, a few places lost there. Victor Morison looks good out in front though. He looks like he's slightly edging that lead. Making that lead slightly bigger.
Yes, his previous lap time was 6 tenths faster than Jurado. It doesn't seem like even Taliancic wasn't able to really gain on Jurado, although his previous lap time was 4 tenths faster, but now he is all the way down to half a second gap again, which I believe it was before this lap as well.
He's not all over the back of him, is he? But however,
Tanaka
Victor
is all over the
Tanaka
back
is.
of Kantar. Yes.
Yes, he is. He's going around the outside. Kantar stays on the inside. Side by side then. And this long back straight with the Olympic rowing lake to their left. Tanaka versus Gantar. It's going to be Tanaka. Gantar tries to pull out the slipstream again, but realises that he's not close enough this time.
Yes, Kantar took much tighter line out of the hairpin, and although it has been working for some drivers, this time around with Tanaka taking the wide exit, he was able to get right under the draft, and Kantar just was left hanging there and really just had to concede the position.
Yep, probably no sense in fighting that as well at this point. There's 32 laps to go, or 28 laps to go, sorry, 32 lap race. And I don't remember the last time Victor Morison was in the lead of one of these, but doing a very good job out front at the moment.
Yeah, I
nice
don't remember either, it has been a while.
Taliancic struggling because Tanaka right here with him. Oh, that's very close. Michael shuts the door.
But here comes Tanaka. Just looking.
Victor is having a look there. He was the victor of race 1, of course. And now Taliancic's having a look on Jurado. Jurado leaves the door open, goes very wide into the hairpin. That's going to cost him at least 2 places, I would imagine. It has, and behind them at the hairpin, Kucharczyk, and it looks like Phillips. Or is it Bingham? I think it's Bingham actually.
Bingham is behind Kucharczyk.
Yeah. And Kowalski and Solomon side by side as well. That's for 10th. Alec Kowalski, the GTL car. He's on the outside. Solomon on the inside. Pretty poor connection for Solomon. Kowalski loses it slightly. Could be a chance for
Steve loses it completely. Yes, behind them, Stephen Beach.
Oh, Peach. Let's have a look then. What happened to Stephen Peach?
It looks like he lost it on the entry.
I think he hit the grass, maybe. Oh, and he was beached in the wall slightly, but he's all right now.
He does have some damage onto his car, even before that impact.
Now, Morison is going to be slightly annoyed, I think, that Jurado made that mistake because he was that little buffer between him and cars behind.
Also issues
Now he's
for
got to
Woodward,
hope that
dropping
Tanaka-
down. Woodward all the way down to 16th.
Yep. Down behind McNally. Not McNally, sorry, that's not McNally, that is Roby and Brightwell. In fact,
Roby
Roby's
going
got a
for
good
it.
run here. Yep.
Yeah, he had a good
Slow
run.
down. He's got to slow down. Oh dear. And here comes Woodward, bang! A bit of contact. To the hairpin. Good exit by Woodward. He was running in 12th position. Before he dropped down, at least, anyway. Phillips and Borges still, Phillips and Bingham still battling. And through goes Stephen Phillips.
Yeah, we also have still close battles at the front as well. Cantar all
Where's
over to Ryder.
Morrison?
Morjan.
Morrison must have had a slowdown or something.
Let's see what happened.
Yeah, I
Let's
think
see.
Morrison. Oh no! Well, oh, you made a mistake coming out of the hairpin, Sam.
That
mistake.
was a long time ago.
Yeah, and they just dragged past him on the main straight. So Morrison down to P3, and he needs to reset and go on the way he was before. But look at Dom and Gantar now. He's trying to take fourth away from David Gerardo.
Oh, and battle for the lead. The hairpin. Tanaka goes the inside line on Elianci. Side by side coming to this final straight. Tanaka on the inside, Talianci on the outside as they come towards the final chicane.
Let's see then who's going to come out on top of this battle. Tanaka versus Taliancic. Taliancic on the outside, very difficult to go through there, too wide.
Yes, there's really only room for one car at the time.
And Victor Tanaka is the one who went through that first. And the man who won race one is already putting himself in a very good position to potentially take race two. Long way to go though, 26 laps remaining. Long way to go.
Yeah, and I don't think this battle here.
Oh, off
behind-
goes Gerardo. Oh, somehow he saves it, that's brilliant. But and now
it's
he's
a
really
wiggly
suffering
side.
with the tyres. He's cooked the tyres, Sam, I think.
Okay, just checking the replay here. They come into the first small chicane. Yeah, he first loses it a little bit on the entry, and then on the exit, clips the outside wall. Maybe slight damage to his rear left.
And Gantar, Sam, Gantar now trying to come through on Morrison. Really set him up well through the previous chicane. He's very wide here though. Trying the long way around, not trying to cut back. Meanwhile, Kucharczyk trying to get past Gerardo as well. Oh! And Gerardo's tyres have had enough, I think, at the moment. Let's just take a bit of a breather, cool those down slightly. And here comes Gerardo back on Rafał Kucharczyk. I see the second place man. Up into, and the slow down for Morrison, I think.
Yeah, he's moving very slowly through the main straight. Should still be able to hold on to the fourth place.
Yeah. Few drivers struggling though as the race going on. And this is the difference, I think, Sam, between the top drivers in the series and the ones just below them is consistency and consistently putting in those laps. The likes of Morrison and Gerardo, they can do it every now and again, it looks like, but they can't sustain it. I think maybe Morrison might have hit the inside wall there.
Yeah, it really looked like his car was unsolved, and there is, I can see some damage to the right front corner. So that's
And
really
Kucharczyk-
helping his case.
Kucharczyk feels like he's won the lottery because that's two places given to him without him really having to do anything to work for them. But he'll take it.
And now Kujarczyk has quite a bit of empty space to just run his lap times. And maybe catch up to Kantar and Taliancic.
Taliancic also has that space, as does Tanaka. 1.1 seconds was the gap at the end of the last lap. See what happens this time then. Tanaka's last lap was 1:36.4. Taliancic did a 36.7.
Yeah, these are some fast lap times, about a second faster than in the previous race. So let's see if they can keep up these kind of lap times, or are they just burning out their tires?
Yeah, those cooler conditions really helping out the drivers. 36.6 for Tanaka, 36.7 for Michael. And Domen Gantar in third, 37.1. Kujarczyk 37.5. Girardo 38.5. And that's because of that slowdown, because of those mistakes that he got, and slowdown of Morijon put him down in sixth.
Yeah, looking at the field, we might have a good battle here for the 14th place between Kim Holter and Richard Porenko. They just passed Michael Blom on the main straight, and Blom had a slowdown penalty. But these guys have been close to each other for a while now.
Yeah, that's so Holter started 16th up to 14th. Brightwell 5 positions gained to 15th, and then Michael Blom 8 positions gained actually before that. Well, 9 positions gained before that slowdown penalty.
And also behind them, Kowalski and Klaus Winter battling it out. Klaus Winter again, he has been having some issues again. I think he was missing the bonnet in the previous race as well.
Yeah, he was.
Again.
And he had to start from the pit lane, of course.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's any kind of connection between the missing bonnet on Alex Kowalski's car and on Winter's car, and the missing trunk on Kowalski's car.
I don't think there was. I think Kowalski got hit earlier on after he nearly lost it. I think he got a bit of a helping hand after that. I think that's where the boot has gone on Kowalski's car. That's not to say they haven't hit each other. They still might have done. We don't know. I just don't. Just because they didn't get that damage doesn't mean they haven't hit each other at some point. And Tanaka is stretching the lead out now to 1.8 seconds. And Michael Taliancic looking, at least he's looking more solid than he did in race 1.
Yeah, his pace is good, but not quite matching Tanaka's pace right now. He is slightly faster than Kantar behind him, so that's at least keeping the good distance from not having to make any defensive moves here. It doesn't seem like Kantar is able to close in at all.
I'll tell you what it does do is it really shows just how good that qualifying lap was by Taliancic to qualify half a second quicker than anybody else. Maybe his race pace isn't quite there, but it's not. I mean, it's definitely not far off.
Yes, we'll see how it develops once we get past the past lap 16, which was the length of the sprint race. Because we've seen, usually we'll say that some drivers prefer the longer races, and some drivers, their pace starts to drop off longer the race goes.
And of course, we've got the pit stops as well, which are going to be interesting.
That's true.
And
also the traffic, that will be an issue here.
Yes, which didn't happen, of course, in the first race because they didn't quite get to lapping anybody. It's very close, with the back of the pack.
Yeah, with good luck, they might be able to just time their pit stops about halfway and not have to deal with it. But still, that's too early to tell at this point.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, it's not only when the pit stop is made that's important, but you've got to get the right amount of fuel. We've seen that in the past. You've got to hit your marks, you've got to hit your pit box. Everything has to be right, because in a race like this where it's pretty close, you don't want to be making any mistakes in the pits, that's for sure.
Pit stops is not something that most drivers usually practice. They might even be more familiar with the track than the pit lane, because when you come to the pit lane on the worn tires, you really want to maximize your braking, push little time as possible, but because you are not exactly sure how slippery it is, you might find that some drivers are more comfortable with taking more risk and gaining tenths or even seconds on the pit lane because of that.
Yeah, no, and especially with this pit lane as well being such a fast entry as well. There's definitely potential for people to screw up the limiter line and make a mistake in terms of receiving a speeding penalty. So lots to consider. And also, Sam, if there's a car directly in front of you and you want to pit, that's going to cost you time as well, because you don't want to run into the back of them.
Yeah, it's really weird feeling when even if you're not pitting, but the driver behind you is pitting, or in front. Especially if the driver in front of you is pitting, you might completely miss your braking point because you're just getting used to just following his lines for the past few laps.
You might end up in the pits yourself.
Yeah, that's not something you necessarily need at that point, especially if you've just done your own pit stop.
I remember in Formula 1, there was somebody, I can't remember who it was, it might have even been Kubica, that he was following somebody who wasn't pitting. He was, and he went round the side of them and into the pits as they were braking for the final chicane. He flew around the front of them and went in, and I think they told him that he shouldn't really do that. It is a viable tactic. It is legal, but that's not the kind of thing that you want, especially if you're the driver who's not coming in and just trying to take the corner.
Didn't we just recently, was even last season, had something like that in Monaco as well? In F1 Monaco, like drivers tripping over each other on the pit end.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I remember that. There's been a few just because of where the pit lane entry is, I think, where somebody was trying to get in and couldn't get in, and tried to force their way in and it didn't work. It's a bit like there was one in the touring cars the other night where someone tried to get into the pits really quickly and nearly ended up causing a crash. And
speaking of pits, we have the first pit stops happening here. Peter Armstrong leaving the pit lane at 17-second pit stop. Also with Solomon, he has been there for a while.
I was going to say he was 17th, and he was sorry, he wasn't 17th. He was in 9th, and he was only 23 seconds off the lead. So I'm not sure what's happened there. There's a slowdown on the main straight as well. A bit of a change of position. Bill Switzer has just been overtaken by Stephen Latimer, who Switzer looked like he got a slowdown.
Latimer did he pit this time? At least I've seen that he has done one pit stop.
Must have been on the previous lap, I imagine.
No, I believe it might have been right at the start because he got into the incident and his car was just undrivable after that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, you remember the incident at the start.
Oh yeah, he'll come in for a fast repair, won't he? Because he had his car was absolutely trashed, wasn't it?
Yeah. Let's see here. The field is starting to spread out at the front, although this battle between David Jurado and Victor Morjon doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. Morjon still hanging on about half a second behind Jurado. They are lapping pretty much identical lap times as well, although Jurado seems to be faster through this middle section. But soon as I say that, Jurado has a small mistake and Morjon is able to close in.
And he's going to go through. Jurado was on the grass halfway down that straight. Morjon up the inside. Jurado is going to fight it, but you can't really do anything in that chicane if your opponent has the inside. And through goes Victor Morjon up into 5th position. And closing in on these two, as he has been for the entirety of the race, is Stephen Phillips. He's now in 7th. And, yeah, Phillips looking good. He's making good lap times.
I believe Phillips didn't he start. Did he start 5th?
Yes, did, and he had an issue. Must have had an issue earlier on, Phillips.
And here he goes on Jurado. Just wasn't close enough this time around.
He's lapping at the leader's pace, is Phillips, though, so that's why he's managed to catch these guys very, very quickly indeed.
And who was that? His teammate leaving the pit lane as well. Didn't quite catch that.
That was... Oh, I don't know about leaving the pits. Can't see that.
Might have been Guy Whiting. No, Victor with Solomon. Wait, he did
okay,
second
yeah, one
pit
lap
stop.
down now, Solomon. Long one. Is it one long pit stop or was it 2 pit stops?
I'm seeing 2 pit stops. Because
I wonder if he
pitted
sped
last
in the
time
pit
around.
lane.
That would be it.
I wonder if he sped in the pit lane and then had to serve a drive-through or a stop and go. Probably stop and go, I would imagine.
Yeah, it would make sense to make a pit stop on 2 consecutive laps.
Yep. Yeah, so it could be falling foul of that pit limiter line, which we did mention at the top of the show. Oh, somebody's really struggling out. Solomon again, he's really, really struggling with his connection as well. I wonder if that maybe was a factor in that those 2 trips to the pits.
Yes, I'm just hoping that he keeps plenty of space for these cars coming behind him. He's 1 lap down, so just best not to get too involved there.
Kim Halter is catching Anthony Woodward at half a second a lap. Halter started 16th up to 13th, and Woodward started 19th up to 12th. So 2 drivers having a decent race, and going to battle with one another very soon, I think. It's half a second quicker on the last lap, Halter.
Yep, moving up very quickly. Who's that ahead of them? That is Samuel Busin. Also up 6 places.
Yeah, good race for Buzan. After he finished quite low down on the last lap, last race, crashing, of course. And into the pits comes Michael Bloom. He was in 14th. A slowdown for Richard Brightwell, I think. Big slowdown. He did a 43.2 on that lap because of it.
Yeah, that slowdown really punishes you in the finals again, and it is so easy to get.
Phillips has got past Gerardo, Sam. He's been to 6th, and now he's chasing down Morjon. So Phillips is on the move, he's really quick.
Yeah, moving up quickly, only 1 second behind Morjon, and I don't think it will be 1 second after this lap.
No. Phillips did a 37.4 on the last lap as opposed to Morjon's 37.7.
And at this point I believe Phillips is in the range where he will be slightly maybe affected by the cars.
Kucharczyk in.
Oh,
Kucharczyk in from 4th, and Tanaka in as well.
Yeah, first of our top runners.
We haven't even mentioned no Tony Klosterman tonight either.
Yeah, he is missing, so I'm wondering if he has some other commitments or did he completely forget, because he had quite a long break between this race and the previous one.
Yeah. He must have been enjoying the holiday too much, I don't know.
Tanaka exits the pits and rejoins in 8th place. Kucharczyk, he had a very long pit stop and he is now only just about 9th.
Just ahead of Woodward. So yeah, I'm not sure what caused that really long stop for Kucharczyk. It could have been speeding again, possibly. Could have been repairs. Strange one. Could have put too much fuel in, even maybe. I've seen that before. How much longer was this stop than it should have been?
It was only about 2.5 seconds.
Oh, it was a spin. I can hear it. It's boozing. He's in the wall.
Oh, and he is completely around. Let's see what happened here.
He was in the wall as he tried to recover as well. There was not a lot of space there. That's one thing when you crash here at Montreal sometimes. It's quite hard to recover.
Yeah, small contact right front of his car on that wall. But I think he was just trying to get out of the way because he's one right on the racing line.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a good place to lose it. We think we've all done it there.
David Jurado comes to the pits as well.
It'd be interesting to see what Talyancic and Gantar do as well. They've stayed out now. As Tanaka pitted, of course, in the previous lap, and he's behind Mike Nutzelman now, but Nutzelman is one lap down, so he should be receiving the blue flags any moment now. Telling him to get out of the way because the leader is coming.
Yeah, usually running longer is beneficial to you as long as you need to take the tires, or if you can just keep up with the space, even if the heavier car at the beginning. So I think they will be very interested to see what kind of lap times Tanaka and Jacek will be running after their pit stops.
Tell you what, not someone didn't really do Tanaka any favours on that one. Made him make a legitimate overtake to get past the lapped cars, so that's the advantage Talyancic. Oh, Jurado! Oh no, it's not Jurado. Who is it? It's a very, very similar car. Somebody's in the wall. It's Bloom. I thought it was Jurado. It was a very similar looking car from the front.
Who was that?
Michael Bloom.
Okay, I can see it on my list here. But also, well, we didn't see that, but we saw Dempsey having slight issues at the last hairpin.
He's had a good meeting as Dempsey, actually. He's not, he struggled a little bit over the past few weeks and whatever, but yeah, he seems to have done, seems to be having a good one tonight, fingers crossed for him. It's up in 6th place at the minute. Don't believe he's pitted yet.
Yeah, now with Tanaka having his first proper lap after pit stop, he was half a second slower than Talyancic and Gantar that time by. Now let's see about Kucharczyk. Well, Kucharczyk is flying. He was over half a second faster than our leaders.
Now, we have to bear in mind as well, that was with Victor doing a full overtake on Mike Notzelman. So this will be the first really representative time for Victor Tanaka for Never Quit Racing, the Simability team.
And if this will be in the 36s, I think Talyancic and Gantar will be coming to the pits. And Talyancic just does that.
Yeah.
He might have seen the Kucharczyk's lap time or heard about it from his spotter and decides that it's better to come into pits and not lose any time on the old tires.
Gantar continues and he leads the race now. Not for long, of course. He's still got to make his pit stop. Can't do a no stop in this series. What's Tanaka going to do? I've got a feeling this is going to be a good one, Sam. Let's see what he does when he comes across the line to the finish line now. Oh, only 37.0. I say only because those were the sort of times he was doing before he came into the pits.
Yeah, we were expecting much faster considering Kucharczyk was also faster, although this time around Kucharczyk 37.1, so he wasn't able to set another 36 lap time.
But Tanaka was quicker than Gantar that last time round anyway. Gantar nearly loses it at the hairpin.
And we should also mention that Talyancic has rejoined the track and he is currently third behind Tanaka, but ahead of Kucharczyk.
Yeah, you can just see him in the background when Tanaka comes through some of these shots. Yeah, Kuchar's the man on the move, but he's 13 seconds behind Victor Tanaka. And like you say, he had a long stop, which won't have helped.
Kantar still not coming in for his pit stop.
No, he's decided not to bother. Although, having said that, when he does come in, he's going to have less fuel to put in the car, and that's always a help. Which means your stationary time is going to be a bit slower. And,
Yes, and his previous
only being a
lap
few
was-
seconds behind, you never know.
he was only maybe a tenth slower than Tanaka on previous time by. So if he can run those lap times, then he might as well just stay out.
To be honest, that's what he's been kind of doing anyway, mate. That in the first race, that's what he was sort of doing. He was only about a tenth slower, so everything's looking good for Gantar. I think he's got the real potential to be a real contender this season, because he's just so consistent. It's like you hardly ever see him out of the top 5. Pretty much always finishes the race. I don't think I've seen him get involved in a crash.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the same thing we've seen in the Oceanic F1 series that we cover here as well. We have the same names in the top 3s, although we don't have one consistent winner all the time. But just getting those top 3 finishes, that's what gets you into the top of the championship standings.
Yeah. Well, we see. Well, that's what you did in the Porsche. You know, he very rarely had any real problems, and same with Dave Baker in the BSRTC. Like, that's what he does every week. Is he turns up, and even on Thursday night we were at Virginia, and he wasn't particularly quick as Gantar goes around for another lap. Yeah, Baker wasn't particularly quick. I think he qualified 22nd, which is the lowest I've seen him qualify in a hell of a long time. But he got through the night. He finished all 4 races. He got a couple of top 5s in the end, and that's, you know, that really made quite a big difference.
Yeah, I think that's also the approach that tends to work in the official series. As we are looking at Bingham and Borges teammates here having a good battle going side by side.
The thing is, it's just the same. Thing is, it's why, and I know it's quite sometimes a little bit.
Bingham loses it on the entry.
Oh, well, he's not hit anything, I don't think.
No, he didn't hit anyone, but just taking the long way around here, rejoining the track. And now he is the last car on the lead lap.
Luckily for him, he didn't end up in the Armco. There's Gantar, actually. That's the leader. And Bingham knows that. Gets out of the way well. Observes the blue flags. And yeah, Gantar on his way. I wonder if he's going to come into the pits this time, Sam. It's getting fairly late. There's only going to be 11 laps to go this time round.
Let's see here then. He might be coming in, yes.
Yes, he is. That's that fast entry that we... That's that fast entry that we talked about.
Maybe a little bit too fast for Gantar there.
Took the words right out of my mouth on that one. Yeah, Gantar, we'll see what he can do now. Where's Tanaka? I imagine he's coming just out of the hairpin. Yes, he is. So it's going to have to be a quick stop for Gantar, this, if he wants to get anywhere near. He's only just in the pit box. Tanaka is coming into the final corner. I think it's going to be very difficult for Gantar to keep this lead. Except he's not going to be in there for a long, long time. Wow, Tanaka straight through. It's not even close.
And Gantar is done. It wasn't any faster than the other drivers, 18 seconds. And even Taliancic is the rule.
Yep. I mean, that was the order, in fairness to Gantar. That was the order before they came into the pits. And there's only... It's only a handful of seconds between Tanaka and Gantar. It's about 5 seconds.
Yeah, just under 5 seconds.
You know, it's not impossible. And Taliancic is there as well. So he's got a great chance of... Yeah, he's got a fantastic chance still of winning this race. Just needs to put together those good laps that we saw from him in qualifying.
And he has been, because he has been setting the fastest laps of the race so far. The only man in the 1 minute 35s.
Oh. Wow, gosh. That's faster than he did in qualifying. albeit the conditions are slightly quicker now. That's fantastic from Michael Taliancic. He's obviously the fastest driver in this series over 1 lap, but again, it's about the race distance, and Victor Tanaka so far has been the one to beat. But again, this one isn't over. We still got a lot of time left. We've still got 9 laps, and 9 laps of this circuit, Sam, is quite a long way, really. 1 minute 36 per lap. Got another 15 minutes of racing.
Yes, plenty of time, and let's see what kind of laps. Well, this time around it was a bit slower at 36.5. And
Still
it doesn't
quicker
seem
than
like
the leader.
Tanaka, yeah, exactly. It doesn't seem like Tanaka has even responded to those fast lap times that Taliancic was doing.
Well, we'll see what, and as well, we'll see what Gantar's able to do. Like Gantar, 10 seconds behind. Has he had a mistake, or was that just how far behind he was anyway?
I was sure that he wasn't that far behind. Just taking a look at my list, is there anything that might have happened to him? I'm not seeing any issues, so if you can see anything on the replay, then I don't think so. As we see, some of the last remaining cars completed their pit stops. Still a little more in the pits again. I think that is his only real pit stop.
Yeah.
And some trouble for Peter Bingham as well. He's very slow through the main final straight here, getting overtaken by his teammate and Richard Bridwell as well. Again.
Stephen Lattimore's just spinning the pits again, Sam.
Yeah, we just saw that on the replay, on the view.
I think he... that'll be because he came in so early, I imagine.
Yeah, that must have been his only proper pit stop. Because if he pitted on the lap 1, there's no way he was going to make it to the finish with just that one.
Oh, look at this. Bill Switzer is a lap down. That's Clyde Whiting, who's also a lap down. And Kim Holter, who isn't. So I thought that was a big battle for position, but actually the 2 Phantom 71 cars don't look like they're involved in... they're not involved in the battle for position.
No, looks like they're just trying to bring him home.
Kajarzik sort of settled down now into the 37s. I think he realises that he doesn't really have to push that hard. He's 8 seconds behind Gantar, and he's 10 seconds ahead of Morozon, so no sense to go throwing the car down the road. Definitely.
Yeah, looking at the lap times, it's... I mean, just by driving, I don't think he's going to catch up, and he probably realized it as well. He would keep having the lap over 1 second faster than Gantar to make the position for the podium. So
You might as well just...
Yeah, Gantar would have to have a just massive mistake for Jasek to have any chance at the top 3.
Yeah, he might as well just keep the car in one piece and make sure he finishes the race. You never know what might happen, especially if there is a battle between the front 3. But it's looking even more unlikely as we go, because 9.8 seconds separates those guys, and there's only 7 laps to go. What does Tanaka do when he comes across? He does a 36.5, Taliancic 37.0, 36.2 for Gantar.
Yeah, that's really fast, so he is definitely not backing up at all.
He's got half a chance of finishing second here.
Also, we got a good battle here for 5th place between Phillips and Morozon. They were just side by side in the last chicane, and
I
that
guess
allowed Phillips to open up the gap.
What happened there to Morozon? Oh, he had to get out of it because Phillips turned... Yeah, Phillips just went for the racing line. Morozon had to get out of it, and that's why he's ended up a couple of seconds behind.
Yes, Phillips just took it. And I didn't really... Well, Morozon had to back out.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it made sense. He's on for a very good result, Victor Morozon. Doesn't want to put it in the wall. Jose Borges is having to defend now from Klaus Winter. Borges is having a good race, actually, up to 8th position. Winter in 9th. Oh, Borges has cut the course. That's definitely going to be a slow down, Sam. That was about as blatant a corner cut as you can.
Oh, and that is also slow down for Winter.
Oh well. Well, that's pointless then in that regard. Oh
Yes.
dear.
But I believe.
Oh no, Borges still hasn't served his
Wait.
one.
Oh. You have to serve the
Or
slow
did he
down
get a
before
second
next.
one?
No, you have to serve the slow down before next corner because every corner you go through with the slow down still on, it will add to your penalty time.
I wonder if he might have got a second one somewhere. Or do you think he just didn't get it served?
He
didn't get it served
that he
quickly
didn't
enough.
get it served because even if you have like 0.1 second remaining and you go through a corner, the time will increase. So that's why I saw Klaus Winter almost stopping behind him when he served the slowdown.
So he didn't want to. Yeah, he didn't want to go through more corners. That's at the time.
And that's just something we learned during the Le Mans.
Yes, certainly. Oh, hello. Look at this now, by the way. Victor Tanaka, 1:37.3. Taliancic 37.7. Gantar 36.0.
Wow, Kantar is
I think
right up on it.
I think it's on at the front now.
Yeah, it's definitely on for the second place here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the win because I mean the only thing is Tanaka has gone through a lot of traffic. That does explain some of it. Look at all the traffic in between.
Yeah, there's the three cars in
that
front.
was there. Sorry, it's not there anymore though. Some of it actually is.
Yeah,
And that
but they
is.
they are in front of Taliancic, and I bet Kantar is looking at it, and his eyes just light up as he sees his possibility for the second place here.
As long as they realise there's two cars coming through in Gantar's case. Solomon versus Bingham, they are teammates. That is for 16th place. That is a battle for position. But they're going to have to let these guys through because these guys are absolutely fighting very, very hard for second place. And look how much time Taliancic has lost as well to Tanaka, Sam, and that's now 8.5 seconds.
Yeah, his
And,
previous lap time was very slow, 38.7. So he's clearly struggling with the car right now. And
That's how
Kantar
much
is just
the traffic-
closing in visually.
That's how much the traffic cost Tanaka. It cost him over a second because he did a 36.3 that last time. And I hope the lap driver has realised, I don't think he has, Ronald Moons is making Tanaka go, well, I thought he was going to say making him go the long way around. And he's missed the apex of the hairpin, Tanaka, as well. So, but here we go, Gantar versus Taliancic. I think it's going to be on down the main straight. If not into the final chicane even.
Yeah, Kantar didn't get the best of runs out of that hairpin, but he is still within the draft. Okay, this is getting a bit sketchy here with the traffic. Fortunately, he just let them by.
What it did do, which Michael will be very pleased about, is it gave him.
Oh, and Taliancic might have got the slowdown there.
I think Gantar's got one. Gantar's got one because he straight lined the first part. And and just too far over the inside curve. And yeah, that is a slowdown all day long for Domen Gantar. And he's now got to negotiate a car that's gone off.
Yeah, that
Richard
was the
Brightwell.
lap. Yeah, that Brightwell who they just overtook. And now the gap is already down to up to 2.5 seconds between Taliancic and Kantar.
Good battle for 11th place going on. Kim Holter, he's having to defend from Stephen Lattimore. Lattimore, who's made two comebacks really, started at the tail of the field, having missed race one, and then ended up getting involved in a crash on the first lap. He's battled back to 12th position. He is 80 seconds off the lead, but still going to be good points. Now trying to find a way past Kim Holter.
And also that is the Lattimore is driving for that SLORROOG.
Those
name.
ones.
Yes, that one. That you were
Damn.
confused about when we went over the standings.
I think that's the team of Gantar as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Although the paint job
Yes.
looks completely
Different. Yeah, much different. See what Latimer can do as he closes in on Holter. Oh, Holter's very deep into the corner. Wondering what Latimer can do here. It's very difficult to overtake through this part. Oh, it's really, really close. Holter has to concede that one. Latimer around the outside. Nice move.
Yeah, clean move there. Not the most common overtaking place, but if you have confidence on the brake and can trust your fellow drivers, then you can really make those moves on the outside.
Does have a tendency to understeer going into there, and yeah, if you can trust your own car and trust the fact that you're not going to run wide, and it's definitely a place that you can make some headway. Let's have a look at this battle for second. Is there anything in it here? Gantar
Well,
closing in
there is
again.
everything in it. Just look at that.
That's it, that's it, man. It's second place. That's what it's all about. And Taliancic's getting very close to the inside there. That would have. Oh, he's really dicing with danger over the slowdowns there.
But that really shows what kind of pace Gantar has. When we looked away, he was 2.5 seconds behind him, and now he's right there.
Yeah.
And again, lap traffic in front.
Kuchardzik's got lap traffic as well. In the very background. Oh, what's that? There's a crash.
That is
There's a
Busin
crash, and it's
Woodward.
Boozen and Woodward.
Let's take a look at the replay. What happened here?
Just as the leader's coming through, look at Gantar. Gantar absolutely flying over the chicane.
Okay, I'm staying on this
And
replay.
he's right. He's right with Taliancic. Oh, Taliancic has run wide. Gantar's side by side with him. Oh, and Taliancic gets a fantastic exit.
Okay, where was that?
Just in the first corner.
Okay,
Lapped
we are
car.
still on the replay, so we can take a look at this.
Lapped car went wide, Sam, and Taliancic very nearly ran into him. I don't know why he's not moving out of the way. Now he does.
Yeah, that was close calls with the traffic as well here. But that's really how it is, and it's usually the car in front that has.
Oh,
the
that's got to be a slowdown. It's got to be a slowdown for Taliancic. He was so far over the inside there.
And let's
No,
see,
maybe not.
He's staying far outside, so possibly.
He took so much curb there, though, Sam. That was really, really cutting it fine.
It doesn't seem like he's slowing down, so maybe
Nope.
he's just lucky there. But Gantar is still half a second behind, still within the draft, and I would be surprised if we don't see a move at least on the final lap.
Could even be moving to turn one. Gantar very quick through the chicane. Super fast through the chicane. He's right in the slipstream now. Is he going to try it into the first corner on the final lap of the race? Lap 32. Gantar's car looks very, very good. It's planted through the medium speed corners. There are a lot of them here in Canada. And that's important for both men to get through that traffic.
They both get
Taliancic
through, but
under a lot of
Gantar
pressure.
it was a bit more awkward for Gantar there. Lost 2 tenths.
Yeah, slightly compromised the line there for Domen, but Taliancic has done well under pressure so far. Doesn't have long to travel now. Gantar's great over the chicanes. It really is.
Just taking a look where Victor is. He's just going through the alongside, so he can turn back to this battle here for a moment.
I think it's going to be close here, but I think Taliancic is going to have it because Gantar hasn't got a great exit of the chicane. Might have even got to slow down Gantar, so I think Taliancic is going to be fine, but through the final corner, sliding it through and taking the double here at Montreal is Victor Tanaka.
Yeah, great drive from him. And also great defensive drive from Taliancic. Comes across the line, takes the second place, followed by Kantar.
Oh, no, he doesn't!
Oh! Was that the
It's a
slowdown?
slowdown for Taliancic, and Gantar comes through and takes the second place.
Wow.
I don't think he can quite believe it. He went off the track.
Well,
Oh.
also Kuchasik comes across fourth. Phillips takes the fifth place, followed by Dorado in sixth.
We've got to have a look at that.
Yeah, we'll need to.
Was that the first part? Could have been the first part of the chicane, you know, Sam.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can find this on here.
Was he out of fuel, I think? Was he out of fuel?
Okay, let's go on board with Taliancic as he approaches the once again. He cuts heavily. He is out of fuel. Yes, we can hear the engine cutting down.
It looked like the chicane was okay. Oh, the car stuttering. There goes Gantar. Ah, gutting
you
for
know-
him there.
Yeah, you know what? That might explain where his pace suddenly dropped off towards the end of the race.
Yeah, because he did those 3 laps, Sam, where 35.9, 35.9, 36.5 after his pit stop, and then he went 37s, 38s he was in, and then 38.6 on the last lap. Basically, he gave it absolutely everything on the last lap. That's a good time considering he ran out of fuel as well. But yeah, gave it absolutely everything on the final lap, did Taliancic, and just couldn't time it right.
Yeah, it was just weird because we didn't see him have any issues with the damage or something, so that explains why he was so slow.
Brilliant race, though, again. And this feature race with the reverse grid bringing us just as much action as it did indeed last week. And yeah, we'll read you through the finishing order then. Victor Tanaka taking 2 wins from 2 and almost certainly taking the lead now in the championship. Domin Gantar in second place, another excellent performance from him. Michael Taliancic in third. Rafał Kucharczyk, good points in fourth. Stephen Phillips in fifth, he battled back well. David Gerardo sixth, Klaus Winter seventh off the front row. Jose Borges in eighth. In fact, Winter started at the back, didn't he? Borges then in eighth, ninth, Dempsey. 10th, Latimore, started at the back as well. Kim Holter 11th and Victor Morison 12th. It was looking so good for Morison. He led the first several laps, actually. Michael Blum, it was 1 lap down in 13th. And the other cars 1 lap down or more. Anthony Woodward in 14th. 15th, Samuel Buzan 16th. Peter Bingham. Andres Perez in 17th. Fitz Solomon 18th. 19th, Richard Brightwell. Mike Nutzelman in 20th. 21st, Clyde Whiting. 22nd, Ronald Moons. Bill Switzer in 23rd. Alec Kowalski 24th. 25th, Alex Roby. 26th, Stephen Peach. And Adam McNally 27th. And Matt Bunn was the first man out in 28th. Oh, well, that was it. That was an exciting finish, wasn't it? And Canada, once again, Montreal, providing some excellent racing. Really is. And we can move into the interview room now because we've got the man who won those 2 races today. And the lead joins us now. Victor Tanaka is in the commentary box. And, well, Victor, well done, mate. 2 in 2. And that looked pretty straightforward, but well, you still had to push quite hard.
Yeah, the beginning of both races were quite intense. The first race was all about the start. Michael had a little mistake there, and I was able to take advantage of it. But the second race was a little tougher. Just had to be patient, and take my time and just make the most of the opportunities.
We spoke about the reverse grid last week and how it changes everything in the series, really. And Watkins, it was very interesting for the front runners here, you started in 9th position, and how difficult was it to work your way through? Because there were a couple of incidents, of course, that helped, but was it tougher than last week, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Track is very narrow, and I think all my moves I did it on the hairpin because that's the only place you can really try to pass somebody cleanly. But it was mostly just trying to follow. I think once I caught up to Michael, I was just trying to pass with him. So anytime he would try to pass somebody, I would go and follow him. And I even gave him a little push on the straight there. I don't know if you guys saw that. but yeah, and it was, on this track, it's very hard to set up a pass. So it's all about letting people fight and finding your way through when they do so.
Moving from Gilles Villeneuve now to Monza, and that's going to be in, goodness me, 3 weeks' time now. So another quite long break, and then the endurance race at the famous Italian circuit. What's Monza like for you, Victor? Is it one that you look forward to doing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my quickest tracks. For some reason, I'm usually quick there. It's not a very fun circuit for you to go around way too many laps, but it's definitely fun racing. There's tons of opportunities to pass people there, and yeah, it's very close with the draft, so it does provide very fun and tight racing.
2-hour race, of course, as well. So you'll be doing a lot of those laps that you don't enjoy next time. So have fun with that. No, is there anybody you'd like to say a quick thank you to before we let you go?
Yeah, our sponsors, Simability and Never Racing, and it's a shame that none of the guys, Tony or none of the guys, could make it today. But I know that Tony's watching, so shout out to him.
In fact, that victory puts you to the head of the championship, almost certainly. And well, you can't think of a better start than that.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago on the first round, I actually didn't get first because I got a lot of off tracks. So I behaved myself today, and I think I got a clean first race, no incidents, and then only got 4 incidents in the second race. So I think that gave me some good bonus points.
Ah, perfect. Well, I'll tell you what then, go and enjoy these 3 weeks, this 3-week break, and then, Monza next.
Yeah, Monza next, and 2-hour race going to be tough, but that's what we're here for.
All right. Well, thanks very much for joining us, Victor. As usual, absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for the broadcast, guys. Yeah.
Cheers. Right, we've got a lot of victims to choose from in the commentary box. I want to talk to Stephen Phillips, really, because he had a very, very eventful race in race 2, it seemed. And Steve, can you hear me?
Hey, I gotcha.
How are you doing? So race 2 then. It was up, down, up again.
It's a bit of a roller coaster, yeah.
Yeah, and go on, talk us through it, because it looked like a lot of fun from your point of view.
Yeah, it was a tough start. The guy in front of me, Andres, I think, just didn't really get off the line well, and I got swamped there pretty early on. 3 wide down into turn 2. Just didn't feel like I had anywhere to go. Looking at the replay, I think I had a little room to move over, but turned him around and bad luck. And then playing catch up to get back up into 5th. And then we had the incident with Victor going down on the hairpin. That was kind of sketchy, but we both made it through.
Well, I'll tell you what, Montreal, I was saying before the broadcast, it's one of my favourite circuits, and I think one of the reasons for it is that there's always potential for strange things to happen, Either some surprise winners, or you get, cars bouncing off the walls in front of you, lots of things you always have to be aware of, and looked like that was going on a little bit in the first couple of laps. But is it a circuit that you like driving? Is it one that you tend to race well on?
Yeah, I think this one and Sebring are 2 of my personal favorites, although I don't know that I have the hairpin all figured out, but who does ever? Well,
V8 Supercar on the braking as well, we know is a special kind of stupid almost on the braking, and I don't blame you not being able to get the hairpin right. It is one of the
It's
trickiest
another animal
corners.
down there.
It is one of the trickiest corners on the circuit. How
Yeah.
are you finding the new format then of this reverse grid second race? Does it make it more interesting in your opinion?
I think it does. Last week, I had another tough first race, so starting at the bottom of the grid for race 2. So I think it makes race 1 a lot more important. You got to really think about making smart decisions and making sure you don't do something stupid that you wind up putting yourself at the back.
And of course, heading to Monza in 3 weeks' time now. What's that track like for you? And is it somewhere that you think you could be up there challenging?
That's actually a track that I do not own yet. So yeah,
have to get the old wallet out then.
It'll be an interesting event, that's for sure.
Well, once you've blown the dust off the wallet and gone and bought Monza, I think it is one of the tracks that is it's fantastic for racing and no first chicane as well, which will be I imagine a lot of fun for you guys. I imagine Curva Grande is going to be fun at over probably 180 miles an hour. So you've got that to look forward to for 2 hours. You best get practicing.
Yeah, that's going to be wild.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Stephen. Have you got any
Thanks, Andy.
sponsors or teammates or anything like that you'd like to say hello to?
I just want to say thank you to Phantom71 for having me on board this season.
Awesome. Short and sweet. Like it. Thank you, mate. Cheers. Stephen Phillips as well. And Sam, is there anybody you'd like to speak to before we go?
Let's see. Let's have a word with Klaus Winter. Welcome, Klaus, to the Community Report. Klaus, are you here?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So it looked like maybe the first race didn't exactly go to plan for you, but it plays in the second one. You must be at least fairly pleased with that.
Yeah, I thought the second race was the worst one, exactly, because I didn't feel comfortable with my set.
Was it just this track, or was the setup not suited to this weather in the second race?
It was the cold weather. I'm apparently pretty bad at it. So the first race, the only problem I had there was my rear wheel. My threads went off pretty quick.
Yeah, we thought even your teammate, same kind of issues, so maybe the bicycle cars lap times in the cold weather, maybe the setup was more suited for the warm temperatures. So, yeah, go on.
No, you continue.
Yeah, so I was just asking, how do you feel about this reverse grid rule that we have for this season?
But it makes it a bit more exciting, that's for sure. Pretty fun. Although I took a missed start, so I wouldn't wreck the top guys there. I suck at this cold weather.
And moving on to the event endurance race next time around Monza, how are you feeling about that?
I will miss out the next 2 races, so that's a bit sad.
So other commitments take the priority, unfortunately. Do you have anyone standing in for you, or is it just a missed point for the team?
No, that's just missed points. I have no stand-ins, but I will see if I can make something for the guys and help them around the track at least before I go on a 6-week journey.
Well, before we let you go, is there anyone you would like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody in this league for respectful, awesome racing, that's for sure, and you guys for the broadcast, and my teammates.
Thank you. And Andrew, is there anyone we still want to talk, or should we move over?
I think that's about it for us tonight. Thanks to everybody for hanging around. We're sorry we didn't get to you this time, but we'll definitely be back with you guys another time. Right then, so that concludes the action really from the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve here at Montreal. We thank everybody for joining us here on this Saturday night. We've really enjoyed the racing as usual in the PenPower European V8 Supercar Series. Sam, is there anything you want to say just before we finish?
Not much. make sure to tune in for the ASRC broadcast that we have coming up on the Monday. They are changing the formula slightly. Previously it was the HPD's GT1 and GT2, but this time around, because of the popularity of the GTE cars, they've now switched to the HPD and GTE cars. So that will be something interesting to watch. And also they still have spots open in the HPD category, so make sure to sign up and fill that grid.
Yeah, of course. ASRC returns to Apex Racing TV for Season 2 on Monday night, so join us then. And also the Rickmatech Sports Car Series comes to you Tuesday morning at 2 a.m. UK time. Join myself, Alex Simpson and Adam Bath for that one. Right then, everybody, thank you very much for watching us here tonight on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. And yeah, there's no racing for us tomorrow, but that means there's a double dosage on Monday. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you then.